everybody. How are we all? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to this live podcast. I am Marcus Crystolite of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, and I am the founder, the creator of Sacred Light, and I am also the host of this upcoming retreat in October. It is the Peruvian Shamanic Healing Retreat coming up in Ohio, and it's about 2 minutes long. That gives you a little bit of insight into what this retreat entails and as we go along into this space. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this promo for you guys so you guys can get an idea in depth of what is going to be coming up in this October retreat. And then after we go through this promo together, I will then be inviting a couple of different tribe members to join us live tonight. And we're going to have the opportunity to all speak for ourselves and share a little bit about our journey, a little bit about our stories, a little bit about the reason why we serve, the passion that we serve for the collective, and what it is that you guys can look forward to uniquely from each of us at this October retreat. So let's go ahead and take a look at the promo, and then we'll be back, and then we'll be inviting some members on to join us.
Experience the transformative power of ancient healing traditions. Welcome to a unique retreat where generations come together to heal and grow. From October 17th to 19th, just outside Cincinnati, dive into a rare generational healing retreat with camping hosted by Marcus Crystolite of Sacred Light. This retreat is part of the Ancient Medicine Retreat series, featuring the honorable sacred guest, Peruvian shaman Don Eduardo with his wife, and his incredible team that includes Kevin Standing Elk, Jonathan Hernandez, Ashley Ballard, and Chris Rust. Join us for sacred ceremonies, flowshops, and one-on-one healing sessions led by skilled sacred space holders like Violet Lyrafe, Donnie Yvette, Mandy Schmidt, Jean Wilkerson, Cecily Simpson, and Angelic Ray. Feel the energy shift as you immerse yourself in holistic well-being. Bask in the healing power of live music from artists like Amber Echo, Shay Brown, Evan Sturgeon of Sturgeon Friends, Emerald Alliance, Aura de Prophet, and Illuminati Congo. And let's not forget the fire and flow arts that will light up our nights. Nourish your soul with delicious plant-based meals prepared by sacred indigenous chef, Grandma Catie SingingEagle. Explore the vibrant energy of crystal gemstones with Allie Pratt from Organics Essence Gems and Gifts. This retreat is family-friendly with no alcohol or substances outside of 420. With a dedicated kiddo area and activities led by Shay Brown, everyone in the family can benefit from this healing experience. Thanks to our partnership with AJ Lardy of Operation Oscar Mike Inc., this retreat promises a supportive community atmosphere, especially for military vets looking for healing. Spaces are limited. Contact Marcus Crystolite at 513-238-5580 for pricing and scheduling if needed. Visit the site on the flyer or the Jotform link in the description to register. Don't miss out on this transformative journey. One love.
I am the light, resurrected from the night. Had to pay that price to achieve new heights. Fight with all my might to enlighten my sight. We coasting with potion, high five to the ground, bitch. We chosen. CLE got the flow like the ocean. Can escape when your brain is eroded. We got that light. Chakra celebrate, bright. Check my triple sight.
Yeah, you know we consciously.
We got that light. Chakra celebrate, bright.
Let's see.
Okay.
Hello, beautiful souls.
Hello.
There we go. I don't know what this is. That was funny. There we are. I'm back.
Welcome back. I
what's
love
going on?
that intro. It's so good.
But so yeah, that's a little insight and the promo for this upcoming October's. And I'm probably a little glitchy right now, but I'm just going to keep talking anyway.
I don't see it. I don't hear a glitch on my side.
Holy smokes, what is going on?
Can you hear me?
Oh, goodness. I'm just going to go ahead and hand it over to one of you guys. If one of you two would like to talk a little bit about who services you'll have at this October retreat.
Awesome. Can you even hear us? Jean, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm sure we can hear each other. I don't think he can actually hear us.
Yeah, I wondered that. It looks like he fell in the matrix somehow. I
Yeah, no.
migrated to a room with better lighting.
Yeah, I don't have that right now. Well, one that is live and watching the replay. Marcus is getting some technical difficulties situated. He's finding solutions, right? For every problem, there's a solution. And so I actually would love Jean to start first and lead us into her beautiful journey and medicine and what she's sharing with us, who she is, and all that good jazz.
Awesome. Well, thank you, love. I appreciate it. I am Jean Wilkerson. I'm a non-denominational Christian minister. I'm also a Nusta of the Keros medicine. I was initiated by Paco Don Aguardo when he came into town a couple years ago. And I really have a strong affinity for this medicine. The Peruvian Andean way is very much based in balance and Aini and reciprocity. And I very much appreciate each of those things. We also are very focused on gratitude, as being grateful and doing despacho. It kind of goes hand in hand. There's a lot of intention behind this medicine. And a lot of it is based in the concept that when we are in that frequency, that vibration of gratitude, we are close to divinity. So that's why despacho, that's why Wachuma ceremony, to get that closeness, to have that experience. It's very based in heart medicine. So the condor is all about the heart, and it's all about leading and living with an open heart. So I found this medicine kind of later in life. Obviously, I'm 45, and I do still believe in Christ consciousness, and the Peruvian way actually does also. But they believe in more than just that. It's very layered. So a lot of what we really kind of focus on are the mountains or the apus, which are your kind of spiritual guides, your higher level archangel type beings, right? And those are a big part of the Andean belief. The nine apos are what, when you get your carpe rights, are part of that initiation, where you build a relationship with the mountains. And so going to Peru is obviously part of that. As you can see, I very much love Pachamama. She's all over my house. And I think it's really just a beautiful, beautiful medicine. So I'm excited to be sharing it with others. I had done other things in my life before this. I still like offer houseplant education and make natural products and things of that nature as well. So that'll be with me. let's see. I do healings, one-on-one healings with my Misha. I also have other healing modalities like aromatherapy, aroma touch kind of stuff. And I mostly like to work with people one-on-one when it comes to spiritual stuff. As that can be more of a intuitive led kind of thing. But yeah, that's pretty much me. Oh, I teach laughter yoga. I can't not say that as part of being a nusta, and having that balance in life. You have to be in touch with your childlike playfulness. And our inner child is very important to kind of pay attention to every day. So being able to laugh and keep that higher vibration with gratitude has really impacted my life a lot. It's changed the way I view things. I actually now teach about universal truths as well. Things like allowing and not forcing, just basically kind of an understanding of the universe as I know it and as I've been shared. That includes the three principles: living from the inside out, understanding, subtractive psychology. Um, Essentially, we're talking about the antithesis of cognitive behavioral therapy in many ways, but they do complement each other also. So, yeah, I think ultimately what brought me to the Keros medicine was the operation of I need and reciprocity. I do for you as you do for me, as we do for us. They do a lot of things together as a community. They actually put a rope bridge together once a year as an entire community, and it's a big to do until it's done. The noostas braid the bridge, and the men restring it. So it's very, very much about balance. And I think everybody can appreciate needing balance and wanting balance in their life. Um, And the medicine that I'm learning as I continue to lead with an open heart has been quite beautiful. So I'm looking forward to sharing that.
Oh, thank you so much. And I can feel your heart. Like my whole heart is like, I don't know if you can see me like constantly going, like I can't even, I have cheekbones coming out of my cheek that I didn't even know I had. Like my smile just coming in and feeling the purity of your heart in my heart space is just such a beautiful divine reflection. And I'm just so grateful that Marcus is hosting this space for us and that we're collectively coming together and we're going to be meeting in person and working together and just even from a distance and being in different states, I can feel you. I can feel your love frequency. It's that powerful. And I'm just so grateful that you're sharing your love with us. And I'm sorry if I'm screaming at everybody. I'm just so excited because like my whole child, like inner child is fully activated. My heart, like, I love it. Oh, yes. And I'm totally looking forward to the laugh meditation. Oh my gosh. It's like the most uncomfortable, awkward, so exciting type of meditation to experience, I feel for me. Because I remember the first time I experienced it, I was just so serious. Like I must have had my broom stuck up somewhere and like it was hard to get it out. And then I realized like it was, I need to loosen up. And it started off with like fake laughing until it turned into real laughing, and that was just a beautiful experience. And I feel like everyone at least once in your life should have this experience. So definitely that's another reason to come to this retreat. If not for the medicine, for the laughters, and we could just laugh at each other. And I tell really provocative jokes sometimes if you need a deeper, dark, humorous laugh, but I think the sister has us covered. I think she has us covered. So thank you. That being said, yes, I am Angelic Ray. I know on the screen, y'all see God is switching the code. That is my handle. For many, many, many years, it was Angelic Soul 11, and that is still a part of my wholeness, of my being. But God speaks to us in many different languages and codes and frequencies. And with that, sometimes we have nicknames that we go by that only close people call us, and we have names given to us from our parents and names that we give ourselves and whatnot. And so it's okay to shift and change and adapt and grow in your experience and start over if you need to start over, or just reclaim your power with whatever identity you want to go by, or let go all of identities. And that I share all of that because I'm very eclectic. I'm not tethered to just one school of thoughts, one practice. I do believe in universal laws and universal truth, and how it operates in many different traditions, spiritual traditions, and religions out there in the world. And so I have very different ways of doing things, where it's more I channel as an oracle. I do things more intuitively. So I do intuitive body work, and that's what I'll be doing over there. I also work with mapacho, which is sacred tobacco, in which I first got introduced to that through a Peruvian shaman. And he came to the States, and I caught him just a couple of hours before his flight back to Peru. So that was really interesting and divinely ordained there. And so I will be sitting with the medicine, hape. Well, I'm going to say mapacho in general, because the way that I work with mapacho, I do work with him in the form of his tobacco form without being a snuff, and also as a hape, to do like the auric shield of protection and cleansing through the smoke with the tobacco as a form of purification. Working with him, mapacho is one of our most ancient grandfather plant allies of this world here. Okay, it's one of the oldest plants in this planet. Okay, and so it has very ancient grandfather codes, and I just think that it's very beautiful to share that experience, especially with the other medicines that we are going to have in this retreat that just complement each other. And then I also work with different herbs, and so I tend to work with a lot of grandmother, grandfather, ancient wisdom. Although my physical body is still a baby, right? I'm only 2.5 seconds years old. But I will also have like certain blends that has divine mother, the vine of the soul, as many call her, divine mother ayahuasca vine in there, mixed with other herbs as blue lotus and African daga and Indian warrior plum, and certain other herbs in that blend for us to sit with in medicine. So we will be joining the grandmother spirit with the grandfather spirit with the Holy Spirit of the child, us, our being, in there, and just sitting with that sacred medicine and see what comes through intuitively. I'm also a diviner, so I will have my shells with me. I will have my bones with me. I will have my cards with me for those that are looking for that type of services or messages. I'm gonna be doing a sacred sensuality workshop there so we can get back in tune with the groove of our senses and what it truly means to become an embodiment of creation, of honoring our ancestors through ourselves, of remembering that how to taste. How do you taste? Do you honor your taste buds? Do you feel the sensations in your saliva, right? Are you listening clearly? Do you make love? Do you hear the beat of your hearts through your eardrum? Do you even know how the eardrum plays, right? How you see, how you feel, how you sense things through, right? So we're going to be going into a whole journey in different practices. That workshop, it is more tantric, like old traditional tantra versus neo tantra. I know a lot of people, they hear the sacred sensuality, they get super excited about sacred sexuality, and while the two can go hand in hand, and you can definitely bring your senses into that sacred sexual practice, I like to get into it in a ways where you can utilize this energy for more than just one way. You can do it, you can utilize it for some healing, you can utilize it for manifestation, you could utilize it for shadow work, you can utilize it for light work, you can utilize it hello beautiful Luna Queen, the crystal queen, yes. You can utilize it to activate and charge your crystals, right? And so through this workshop, we're really going to be getting interwoven with the different faculties of our mind, our body, our spirits. There's going to be different breath work that we're going to be sharing, different asanas, which is body yogic, body movements, body oh my gosh, postures, right? And so holding certain positions in there, and then we're going to do some like active movements. There's going to be some mudras that we're going to be sharing, that I'm going to be sharing for all of us, exercises that you can do by yourself and exercises that you can do with a partner. So those of you who are already in divine unions, I'm totally looking forward to you getting uncomfortable with your partners and doing this and making love on a deeper level. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that in person during the retreat. I'm so excited for that. And yeah, there's just so many other things. I'm also gonna have certain like herbal blends. I'm making smudges. I'll be having pre-made smudges, and I'm probably going to be making smudges in person there as well. So that may or may not be a thing. If you do happen to see it, then hey, go ahead and get your custom smudge. But yeah, just ask, and if what ask and you shall receive. That's the way to go with me. I'm just very eclectic. I'm not anchored in just one title, but I'm also honoring the anchor of a title and what the responsibility is in working with another soul and working, because I don't just look at the body. We are souls, we are living beings. Okay. And what does that mean? And the responsibility is not, for me, I don't take it lightly, although I do take it lightly because I love working with the light in that. And so, yeah, if y'all have questions, feel free to ask. And thank you, Marcus.
Well, honestly, I'm grateful my husband is coming with me. It sounds like a really good workshop for the two of us to take together.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely looking forward to that. Can you hear us now, Marcus? Can you?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on my side over here, but everything is just like.
Can you hear us now,
like glitching like every 5 minutes. I mean, 5 seconds, I should really say. But I'm like looking on the live, and apparently everything's clear. So I'm just gonna talk like it's normal, and I'm just gonna move through the obstacles like it's not even here. But yeah, thank you, Jean and Angelic, for sharing so much. I really appreciate you, sisters, and thank you for getting up here and broadcasting yourself today, letting the public know a little bit about your guys' services and what it is that you guys divinely serve for our holistic journeys. And I look forward to what it is that you're both going to be offering. It's very unique and very much, um, in a way, in its own rights, like very important aspects that we could all probably touch a little bit more into in ourselves in our daily life. A little bit more laughter, a little bit more sensuality with our own self. I feel like are great compliments for this beautiful journey that we're going to be going through this weekend in October. So, with that, I will share a little bit about myself, a little bit about what I'm going to be offering and bringing into this retreat space. So, a little bit about myself is I am the co-creator of Sacred Light, and while we bridge community, we are sharing space through sacred knowledge, wisdom, and story sharing. With that, we do not hold judgment. We are open to compassion, open to listening, as well as just understanding that with communication, there can be boundaries and there can be taking or leaving at any time. We all have free will. And when we share the knowledge and we share the wisdom with each other, we just share it as a experience or we share it as information. And then you can choose at your own if you want to practice it or if you would like to continue on from it. So with that, we kind of hold that intention through everything that we do. And we want to also provide easier access for everybody in the public to be able to come across this knowledge as well as holistic ways of living. And not only for their self, but for their loved ones, their children, for our elders as well. So with that, we create podcasts. I also produce multiple shows, and I also host retreats. I also do events and workshops at different festivals. And along with that, I also have an international community, and we are continuing to build together. We are developing our practices. We are supporting each other's businesses and the ways that we serve every day. With that, a little bit more about me is I'm someone that has overcome heavy addiction patterns in my life. I used to drink a lot of alcohol. I used to go to a lot of music festivals and I would get intoxicated on MDMA, coke, ketamine, tons of psychedelics, as well as some other substances like alcohol. And for me, during this time period in my life, when I was doing a lot of this at the peak, this was around, 2013 to about 2016, I would say. And, this was like multiple days a week, at least 4 to 5 days a week. I was either drinking alcohol, doing ketamine, doing coke, Molly, or tripping on a psychedelic. And what I found was when I started learning Reiki and I started learning meditation and I started learning about the chakras and shamanic healing, I started practicing on my own through a friend of mine. And as I continued to practice, I started noticing that I was becoming more in tune with my emotions. I was noticing that I was no longer being as impulsive. And as time went on, I realized that there was this thing about not only having practices and routines in my life that were a big factor for me to overcome addiction as well as other behaviors in my life, it was also realizing that there's a thing called shadow work. It's not always about reading something. It's not always about knowledge. It's also about action. No matter how much I knew, no matter how many Egyptian books I read, it wasn't enough to do that in this physical world. I had to really peel back my layers, sit with my impulses, sit with my triggers, sit with the things that were keeping me from feeling like I could shine my light in this world, such as feeling insecure, feeling like I should be afraid of being seen for the light that I carry, or being afraid to accept past lives that I've been told I've had through multiple different mediums. You know, these are things I had to all go through in this journey within my own psychology and within my emotional field, and really come to a point where I had to accept who I was and accept that I'm born here and I'm called to be here with something a little bit more than just being a regular human being that lives, works, and just passes away. So as time went on, 2015 was a big period of my life. Not only did I really start doing these practices, but I also discovered two different things in 2015. I discovered, number one, my soul starseed lineage. And this came through a Reiki session. So this is a testimony for Reiki. You can receive a Reiki session at this retreat from multiple of us practitioners. All three of us are Reiki practitioners, actually. And I was receiving this Reiki session in 2015. And this is when I'm, 20 years old, probably. And I'm on the bed, I'm getting Reiki from my friend. And I'm not very clairvoyant at this time. So I'm laying there. This is unintentional as well. And next thing I know, I have my eyes closed, and I see in my mind's eye perception a standing lion humanoid. And it's literally just blared right there in my third eye perception. I'm not that clairvoyant. So I'm sitting there, and this is like directly after I started learning about like starseed lineages and like things like that. And I'm laying there, and that comes to me. And then after that, it was like an instant remembrance of being a lion starseed. So from there, I then started diving into galactic lineages, galactic history, past lives, as well as also things about Yeshua and his journey, and the things I've learned about a lot of different things have been twisted in timelines. And with that, really started shifting a lot of things for me. And another thing that I want to share about this time period is when I was in jail in 2015 on a drug abuse charge because I had Molly in my sock and I got pulled over. Man, the things you do when you're younger. So I went to jail for the first time. This was on a drug abuse charge. And this was when I was probably 18, 19. And I was in jail and I'm sitting up in my rack in the middle of the night. And I am the only person up still in the whole entire pod. So I'm reading this guy, and this book is about a guy that has a radio show and he does readings on the radio show. So this is before I really got into my psychic abilities much. And I read this and felt something deep inside me say, hey, for some reason, like if this guy can do this, I feel like I can do it. So I was like, okay. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting on my rack and I grab the pad of paper and the pen. And I just sit there. Everybody else is dead asleep. I place my hand on the pad of paper and I just let my hand sit there. And the next thing I know, I feel this spiritual force begin to move my hand and write for me. So I'm sitting with that and I just let it happen and I just flow with it. I start asking questions. Long story short, I connected with my dad's uncle for the first time. So after that, that was my first mediumship experience. And the reason why I'm sharing these things is because these kind of came to me in times where maybe it seemed unexpected, but I also was preparing my vessel for it due to meditation, chakra balancing, breath work, and all these different things that were helping activate my inner centers for this information to activate in my DNA. So that's what I started learning over time, was the practices, doing the shadow work, as in really reprogramming the thought patterns, really kind of teaching myself inside my mind, hey, you know, let's not use our sensual energy in this way, because it's going to do this, and it's going to do this kind of thing to the energy fields, and maybe not just yourself, but others as well. And things like that, you really have to have that courage inside of yourself to mentally retrain yourself, or else that subconscious autopilot is just going to consume your life. And when that happens, who knows what we get? We get patterns, and we attract different things, and then we wake up one day inside of ourselves and we're like, wait a minute, how did I get here? This ain't where I wanted my journey to go to. So I got tired of having that realization after a while, and I started really digging into self-discipline and incorporating routines and practices like chakra balancing, breath work, pause them on my phone, I'll play them on my TVs. I'll let frequencies just come through everywhere I can any day. So I share all this stuff because this has kind of been what has led me to being here at hosting such an environment and such a retreat, is just really going through the contrast of so many different medicines, so many different energies, so many different transformations within myself. And I'm just really grateful to hold this space and to be able to co-create it with beautiful, beautiful individuals like yourselves, Jean and Angelic, and everybody else that'd be a part of it. Lunar Queen in the comments. Yeah, it's going to be very extraordinary. And while I'm there, I'm not only going to be hosting, but I will also be doing one-on-one services that will be available. I do Reiki, sound healing, guided meditations, as well as starseed meditations. And then, excuse me. And then I'll also be doing on Sunday, if you are around for the Sunday day, I'll also be doing a Ascended Masters activation workshop. On activation will be basically like a brief knowledge share about how do I really bring this in? Okay, so it's going to be an education knowledge share on basically the Ascended Masters and what they are within our universe. So instead of it just being about Ascended Masters and just talking about what they are, we're going to go through kind of like what it looks like in the multi dimensions, as in, where do the Ascended Master energies come in, and what do they do for our universe, and how do we interact with them in our everyday life? Along with that, also, how is there a unified and oneness connection of these Ascended Master rays and divine rays of light in relationship to us as human beings in the relation of our ascension journey? So I'll briefly be kind of going into that and helping us kind of clarify, what are divine rays of light? What do they each represent? Why is it that they have different carriers or ascended masters or archangels that help us correlate to these different spectrums of the universe that we're in? So along with that, we'll kind of break down a couple of the different ascended masters and archangels and what they represent with these rays of light, and how we can consciously interact with them in our everyday life and be able to see more of that imprint through our interactions that we have. And I'll probably wrap that up with a little bit of sound healing as well. So that is what I'll be offering. I'll also just be there holding space, having a good time, and just flowing with everybody. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus, for having us both on. I appreciate it. It's good for people who don't really know what this medicine is about and that sort of thing. It's important to kind of get an understanding of why, right? We all need to follow our why. I think it's so important, and I've realized through my journey that this is very aligned with my why. Sharing from the heart, sharing heart medicine. The whole point in the you can see my time lights went off. The whole point in the eagle condor prophecy is that people of the condor of the heart, right, the South American people, will be coming together with people that are from North America or the eagle base, which are also mind based individuals. So the whole point of him coming and all of the Pacos coming to share this medicine is to bring us all into that beautiful heart space together, so that we can all lead from an open heart space. So, looking forward to sharing this medicine. And I do personally love that it's wrapped in laughter and joy and gratitude because, who doesn't want to elongate those feelings in life, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And thank you, Marcus, for even sharing about like the shadow side of like what started and stimulated your journey, because with these workshops is very important to stay hydrated and remember that there's an integration process afterwards, that emotions can come up that are ugly and scary, and especially like it doesn't matter if it sounds like a kumbaya singing bath, sound bath, or if it's sitting in front of a fire. Like all of this is all ceremony, from the smoke in the air, from the breath in the air, like the breath in your nose, in your mouth, in your body, the inhale, the exhale. It's all ceremonial when you're putting intention in it. And once these intentions come in and it stimulates and activates certain parts of your subconscious mind, certain parts of your body, right? Your spirits start navigating in a way that it's bringing ascension to the body. And I think that it's a very beautiful option for those that are able to stay till Sunday to gain that wisdom about the ascended masters and how they connect to us, Marcus. That's going to be very powerful because people's always talking about ascension symptoms and the ancestors, and like sometimes it seems very cliche or very externalized, but people don't even consider how it's connecting to the source and self within oneness, right, within your body and mind and spirit, and how it's all interconnected and woven together, even from the shadow work. And sometimes these shadow works are, or even karmas that we experience, are coming from past lives, like you mentioned, past lives, right? And we're sitting here like, why am I like so sad, feeling like I have all these knives in my heart, backstabs, and having issues with trust, and all these addictions, and all of this. And it may not be pertaining to specific trauma. It may be pertaining to specific trauma in this lifetime, but it could be pertaining to an old storyline, or it could be pertaining to an ascended master that you've been connected with and tethered with for eons and eons. And you know what? Maybe y'all had some sacred sex in the astral realm, and y'all got married to each other, and y'all had an oath together. And subconsciously, you're remembering this oath, or you're remembering the trauma, and you're still operating subconsciously from these places. And these are the areas and the times when sometimes you may be having a feeling within yourself that nobody triggered. There wasn't a certain situation or a discussion that's triggered you into this emotion, but the emotion is still coming up. and you're asking yourself, why do I feel so lost? Or why do I feel confused? Or why do I feel so angry? Or how do I get rid of this like feeling of shame and all these things and not knowing where it came from because you just haven't done the shadow work, or it may not be pertaining to this lifetime. And so working with the different healing modalities that everyone is going to be providing here, even with like Luna Queen and her providing like the crystals that she's going to be having, like just sitting down and working with the crystals can bring you an activation that can trigger these things, that it can dive you deeper into your shadow work, but it could also dive you deeper into your healing work and the integration process with that. So feel free to ask us as many questions as you want to ask us. Anyone that's facilitating in this space, I'm pretty sure they're not going to have a problem answering any questions. And if any of us doesn't have, like if you ask me and I don't have the answer, I will definitely do my best to be a divine guide to guide you to the person who may have those answers for you and the resources that you're looking for. And so that's going to be available not only for those of us that's facilitating these workshops, but there are some powerful musicians that's going to be there also, that are also divine healers in their own rites of passage, that facilitate their own medicine. I mean, even with like Illuminati Congo, and his music alone can be healing. But this man is like a master teacher when it comes down to the breath as well. And all the work that he shares with us, and the psychedelic breath work that he's going to be sharing with us. And how can you experience a psychedelic experience without having any psychedelics? I mean, and I love that Marcus brought that up, because there's a time and a place for everything. And while some people may choose that route, I love the journey of sobriety also, because I had to go through that journey as well of deep addictions in different areas for years on end, and not knowing that through connecting with Reiki, through connecting with Christ consciousness, through connecting with my highest self, I was going to get into a space of, that's why I'm not attached to the identity, because this version that's here, y'all, she's changing again, y'all, believe it or not, she's changing again. So I'm learning, I'm the student of this experience also here, while I have mastered another part of myself in that. But even with all of that, I didn't know that who I just was and who I'm becoming could ever exist, because she was not even in my greatest imagination. If anyone would have asked me 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if I would ever think that I would be like sober doing this work, not like, I always saw myself as a reader in this. I saw myself with locks as a child. I saw myself with certain things, but I didn't know I was always smoking. You know, I was always drinking. And in fact, people didn't know that they used to think that I was high or drunk when I was sober. That's how rare it was, and how different I would be when I was sober, that when I was, they thought I was high. And little did they know, it was a every single day thing for me. It was every day before brushing my teeth, taking a shot, 14 years old, going to the studio and doing grown folk stuff that I didn't have no business doing. And in that journey, in these processes here, it leads us to places that is for our highest and greatest good, if we could alchemize the energy, if we can learn the lesson, if we could allow ourselves to be guided by our highest selves. And I feel like whoever is drawn to this type of retreat, this type of live, even if you never heard of this before, or if you have heard about it before but you've never had the experience, I feel like that is your soul calling you into having this experience. And I'm not here to convince nobody. I'm gonna advise you to go sit with God and meditate, whoever God is, your mother, your father, the universe, whoever, your highest self. Sit in meditation. Invite your higher self. Connect with the Most High, Spirit of the Most High, most divine and benevolence and truth and righteous and perfect love and perfect trust. Step my ego to the side. Think into my thoughts. Speak into my words. Work into my deeds. Use me. Show me. Guide my way. And if source is guiding your way to beings like us, then honor your calling, because now is the time for you to receive what it is that your soul wants you to become activated to, that is naturally yours. It's yours. You just have to claim it. You just have to honor it. You just have to be present. And even if it's not with us, just honor where you are being guided to. Because messages like this, beings like us, we show up. We show up when you're ready. We're always present. We're always standing in our position. You're going to find us in our position. And it's through your journey, through your rites of passage, that you come along and meeting beings like us for your activations. And it's always an energetic exchange, because as you go through the journey, we also get an activation through you, through the love frequency. It is the love frequency. It's the remembrance. I love you. Thank you for existing. Thank you for honoring your soul's calling. That may be the only thing you need to hear right now. And that's all I want to share, because I go on tangents and I don't want to keep keep going on a tangent. I just wanted to share that, because there's a lot of medicine that's outside of the, like plant medicine, but even the plant medicine ceremony alone is powerful. Like, this whole thing is valued at such an energetic exchange that you are getting far more than what it is put as a value. Like, the value is infinite abundance. It's not even a number. It's your soul's essence in love frequency, receiving that love frequency, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. Baby, let me love you in the places that you have been hiding. I'm that type of worker. I'm like an obsidian crystal. I look like a demon sometimes, but I be like, in that demon time, I'm going to make love to you. Let's love each other. And then we're going to go into the light. And then we're going to go into the spaces where angels sing and dance. But only you can choose to go down that journey. No matter if I'm standing in my position, because I could look like whatever perception it is, but the only one who can give a label to that perception is you. You are the creator of your thoughts. You are the creator of your emotions. And so as that is taking the responsibility and accountability for thyself. And if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. We're all on a learning journey. And there's a plethora of teachers to help you through that journey. All right, I'm going to shut up now.
Well, you made a really good point, love. Coming from the eldest in the group, I think a lot of us who have abilities, which honestly, if we want to get real about things, we're all born with everything we need already inside us. We just have to attune with those things and develop them and utilize them, and be very careful about not telling others what's true in their one reality. Um, it's really important to know certain spiritual laws when it comes to that kind of thing, because we should only be working within our own purview of control. And as an older individual, I've been through a lot of what you guys have talked about. I'm multiple years sober from other types of drugs myself. And I think you go there when you have something like mediumship and people say, oh, that's not real, and you think you're a little cray cray. And you have these moments where you're like, am I really losing my shit? And then you figure out that, like you said, maybe you have done this a few lifetimes now, and you get on the right track, and you realize how to utilize some plant medicine for your good. And that is very true. As an herbalist, I have worked with a lot of different plants over the years, and you can have a very beautiful relationship with plant medicine. Some plant medicine is more for others than other plant medicine. It's a very individual thing, as we are all individuals, and some medicine will resonate more than others. But we're finding things like psilocybin to be extremely helpful in helping people out of depression and anxiety and insomnia and other mental maladies. And oftentimes, with this Wachuma ceremony, as Paco offers it, it is hand in hand with that medicine. So you have the father strong, son, because it's very much about father son ikitaitai, and the mother energy of Pachamama, the psilocybin, kind of holding you while you're dealing with the father energy. It's very beautiful, and it's very individual, and something that is worthy of experiencing and journeying through. And so, of course, I brought my buffalo hide drum to help facilitate space. And I brought several tea blends and things of that nature to help aid through, because, like you said, hydration is so important. So yeah, and the beautiful thing is we have grandmother Catie, who also is an herbalist, and she will have her medicines as well. So lots of different offerings, like you said. I mean, we've just got a whole array of different people from different backgrounds, utilizing their medicine and their energy. And I think that's a beautiful thing when we can all come together in unity that way, and just like you said, share in that love space, and love on each other. That's what we're here for ultimately, is to give each other divine guidance and love, and help usher each other into a better understanding and relationship with whomever you call your higher power. So I facilitate spaces, at other times as well, uh, on Clubhouse, actually, which is an app where we do a spirit and soul circle, and we talk about different spiritual understandings, but not under the guise of any one religion. So I think it's important to understand, like, there's so many different pathways to healing, and there's so many different offerings. And my grandmother, who just passed away not long ago, she was a registered nurse and had her master's in education, and she always taught me about whatever works wellness. And that couldn't ring more true, because we are so different, genetically even. And it's important to know, this may work for me, this may not work for me. And I have tried multiple different modalities. My doctors told me not to do the chiropractor, but the chiropractor helps me in ways that the doctors can't. So it's just so individual for each person. And I'm looking forward to just offering kind of that love energy to each other as we go through the process. you can remove a lot of limiting beliefs through this ceremony. And as we shed those limiting beliefs, you're right. Right now is the time. Our Schumann resonance for the earth is escalated in a way that it's never been in the last few months. And we're having all these major astrological events as well, including at the end of this month, a lunar eclipse. And the other part of the world just saw a solar eclipse. So I think it's important to note that now is the time to work on removing the things that no longer serve your higher self, and kind of focusing on the things that bring you more in balance and alignment with the world, which is, the Quechuan way.
Thank you, sister. So it looks like Marcus is back, but I think we might be ending the show very shortly, y'all. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Don't leave just yet because I don't know if he has any final words, and I can't see any comments. So I love y'all. And Jean, yeah, I'm really excited, and I thank you. I love how you share about the medicine and just everything. Just like I said, your essence is it's very felt, it's very soft, it's very welcoming, very gentle. And I love all the different type of the practitioners, and it's family friendly, y'all. There's going to be other children there. And even though you see
I'll
big
bring in
people,
my parachute for laughter yoga too, so we can have some fun play like kids
yeah.
again.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Even though you see adults on the screen, we just big old children that's waiting to play. Like that's all. That's all. And so I look forward. I love that. Um, it looks like he's frozen on my side. Yeah. That's how high the vibrations are. Usually, when you're in such a high vibrational frequency, there's going to be glitches in the technology. It happens, y'all. It truly does. But it's okay because this message is still going out to the masses, to the public, yeah, to share this. And please feel free to hit the like button. Please feel free to share this with others that you think it could help them, to just get better or familiar with some of us as practitioners, but also to get familiar with Marcus's page here on YouTube, because he is very consistent with his live. He is constantly doing guided meditations and talking about chakras and everything. There we go. He's back.
I think he came out of the
I'm here.
matrix for a moment.
Holy smokes, man. It's like major
Yeah.
resistance over here. Charging, but it's not charging at 10%. So it keeps notifying me it's at 10%. And then the Wi-Fi keeps cutting out at the same time as it keeps notifying me. Gosh, I can't even do anything.
Well, Marcus, I am complete. I think the sister, are you complete?
Yes, yes. And I'm appreciative. I could tell he was hearing everything like 20 seconds later. So we did a really good job
on this
considering.
internet.
There goes the laughter yoga.
Yeah, I have this thing where I laugh at everything, so sorry. But not sorry at the same time.
Oh man, that's the Buddha way. That's the Buddha way, the golden laughing frequency. They say laughter is one of the best medicine. And so when you said that you were going to be offering that, I was just so excited. Um, just because I know there's just going to be so much, like so much to share and so much to give, but just the laughing is so important. And like, it's going to be early in the morning. So like our tummies will
This
be empty.
is
Yeah. And we can get that
the
full laugh
nuts.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, that 15 minutes of hearty laughter can take up to 4 hours of pain away. So, very amazing medicine.
Powerful. Powerful. So Marcus, I don't know if you can hear us, but we are complete and feel safe to let the live end if you feel called to end the live now, especially with all the difficulties that you're having. I love you. I thank you. I thank everyone who's listening. Don't forget to subscribe to his channel, comment down below, share the love frequency. Especially with all the difficulties that you're having.
This
I
is
love
so
you.
funny.
I thank you. I thank everyone who's listening. Don't forget to
There you go, a little laughter fun. I thought it was about 20 seconds behind. A little laughter fun.
Oh
I thought
man.
it was about 20 seconds behind.
Oh man. So yeah, so everybody, thank up, as well as get your tickets for the retreat. There's a description of information as well. If you guys have any questions, I'll gladly help you. If you guys can even hear me. But anyhow,